Now, here's a good one that perfectly demonstrates how I say all the time. Number one, they break up with you, they always come back. Could be years, but they always come back. And two, success is always the best revenge. Title: My ex-fiancée ghosted me before our wedding. It's been 16 years and now she wants to talk it over again. Should we reopen closed wounds? Shout out to Joseph for sending me this story. It says here, I was never given an explanation. She just left and told nobody. It was literally the night before our big wedding ceremony. She didn't leave a note, nothing, just left. Even her family were left baffled. She just up and left. We had dated all through high school and all through college. So, up and left. They're about to be married, the big ceremony, and just ditched him like that. Pretty heartless. She eventually returned, but not to me. I had to learn via third party, her parents, she had no intentions of coming home. She wanted nothing to do with me and told her parents to avoid having me around. I never got a choice in the matter. I respected her wishes. I never understood why she did it. My only guess was she had a mental breakdown because she cut off all contact with everyone. We were both young and still growing. I don't know, but I struggled with it ever since. And by the way, they were both like early 20s. Well, you know what? Okay, she didn't want to do it, but just abandoned him like that? That's terrible. Out of the blue, she DMs me on Facebook after all these years and wants to meet up. No thanks. I'm in influx of emotions right now. Angry, nervous, hopeful, and sad. I still have feelings for her. Smack! After 16 years and she kicked you to the curb, she must have given you the meanest head ever for kicking you to the curb, abandoning you before the wedding, and 16 years later you still have feelings for her. Dude. But looking at her Facebook, I don't know if I could take her back. You better not. But still looking at her Facebook makes me miss her. She's even better looking now than she was before and single. You're telling me she's 38 years old and she's better looking than she was when she was 22? I have a hard time believing that unless she, I don't know, frozen time. She's been frozen for 16 years and she's remained her same age or something. I'm conflicted. She won't talk about anything as to why she left. She says best we do so in person. The only thing I can tell is that from her Facebook, it's a bunch of stuff about her being weak and living a life of shame and regret, being lonely. No, it's called, I'm 37. I'm not as attractive as I once was, in spite of what he says. I can't get guys like I used to, so now I'm going to go back to the guy I abandoned before the wedding ceremony because he's the sure thing or the almost sure thing that will take me back because nobody else wants me at this point. The only thing I can tell you is from her Facebook is a bunch of stuff of her being weak, blah, blah, blah. This is dumb. She ghosted me and I should want nothing to do with her, but damn it, I still have feelings for her. Smack. Well, damn it, I'm going to smack you. I never stopped thinking about her. What should I do? Ghost her in return? Call her out? See where this date takes us? Here's what you should do. Say F off. That's what you should do. It's been 16 years. Is she like in some kind of 12-step program that she needs to reach out to people she's hurt or something like that? Or if she's desperate, if you were that important to her, she would have reached out to you 16 years ago and apologized for abandoning you before the wedding, etc., etc. Now for the update, and wait till you see what's been going on in her life since. Well, that was something. I got closure at least. We met at a local cafe and sat and talked outside. The first thing I noticed was how badly scarred her arms were and how much pain was in her face. Okay. Long story short, she wanted to break up long before the wedding, but she was too weak and cowardly to speak up for herself. She had a complete nervous breakdown over everything. She'd been tired of being forced into doing things that she never wanted to do and never having the guts to stand up for herself. She was mad at her family for pressuring her to get married and pump out kids. She was mad at them for forcing her into degrees that she did not want, and she was mad at herself for not being able to speak up. Another thing she did was justify, which we agreed on. So, okay, fine, you could have pushy parents, and maybe you're not just a follower and all that, but still, when you're an adult, and you have to take accountability for your actions, okay? And just running away like a child and abandoning this guy here, I mean, that's just terrible. When I first proposed to her, I did it in a public area. I put her on the spot, and she wanted to say no, but she couldn't bear to see me hurt. She was right. I hate those stupid public proposals. People do it at ball games and big events, and that is an area I can understand with the gals being like, don't want to turn down the guy, make him look like a fool in front of all the people at the freaking baseball game or the basketball game or something like that. But come on, if you're going to do a proposal, if you're going to do it in a quiet park where nobody's around, where you're feeding the fucking ducks or something. I was a very different person back then. She was very meek, as she just went with the flow and had no backbone. I drowned her voice out often and often never gave her a chance to grow to be a person, but then I was often focused on myself. Well, everything came to a climax and she had a complete mental breakdown. She ran away from her problems at the behest of her best friend, the only person in the world she ever trusted. As she said, the only thing she knew what to do was to run. She never had the spine to speak up. Her life afterwards just spiraled downwards. She did a few years homeless after her best friend's husband kicked her to the curb. The rest of the time she was spent in prison, but she didn't specify what she did. After all that, homeless and then prison, I think it would be a better situation to marry this guy. She was released about a year ago and has been turning her life around. Probably a 12-step program. She has a job, she's reconnecting with her parents, and she's finally reconnecting with me. She never stopped trying to get in touch with me. If she was trying to get in touch with you, you would have heard it from her in 16 years. As for our future, we have none. We both agreed to end things and go our separate ways. We both changed, two different people, and we have nothing in common and don't live near each other anymore. She doesn't justify what she did, nor does she want to be forgiven. She thinks it's repulsive and is ashamed of her actions. Okay, I'll give her that, though. I wanted to be angry, but I couldn't. I just forgave her. With that, we shook hands, said our goodbyes, and that will likely be the last time we ever see each other. It damn well better be, dude. It's bittersweet. I got the closure I wanted. We both did. It feels like a burden was released. I know we never had a future together, never will. But on the other hand, I'm sad because it's over. All these years maybe hoping something would happen were for naught. But in the end, there is an ending, and I finally have closure. Not many get to say that. Dude, 16 years, you can't tell me you couldn't find another chick. Now, maybe he said, after all that, I'm not getting any relationships and certainly not getting married. But the point is that if he wanted to do relationships and all that, I'm sure in 16 years, he'd get his shit together and meet another woman. And hopefully have a better screening process in the future. Do I believe her story? Yes, I do. And even if she's full of crap at this point, it doesn't even matter. I've always known her to be very meek-willed and meek. She often just does what everybody tells her to do and often runs when things get difficult. She avoids her problems because she was too weak to stand up to them. I mean, it makes sense why her family would not talk to me about her. They were the typical tiger parents who disowned their problem child. But anyhow, guys, as I always say, they always come back. Could take, like here, 16 years, but they always come back. And in my opinion, don't take them back. End of fucking story. And he decided to talk to her, and he felt some peace of mind. He's feeling good. So, okay, fine. That's nice to hear. But ordinarily, an ex reaches after all that time. Don't waste your time. And again, success is the best revenge. Obviously, he's doing well, except for his whole longing for her crap. But look at what happened to her. Kicked out, homeless, prison. I don't know what happened there, but there you go.